Welcome to my channel Aminimo Patterns. In this video, I will show you how to make the Valetta Sundress, inspired by Claire McCardell's design. This dress consists of two main pieces, a top with a draped cowl neckline and a gathered circle skirt. Both pieces can be worn separately or combined to create a beautiful sundress. Materials needed: pattern, suitable fabric, matching thread, invisible zipper, piece of interfacing or interfacing tape, hooks and eyes. Cutting the fabric, pin the paper pattern for the top to the fabric and cut it out. Do the same with the skirt pattern by cutting out 2 half circles. You should now have the top, the belt, and 2 semicircles for the skirt. Preparing the top, unfold the top. Since the fabric is cut on the bias, it can stretch during sewing. To avoid this, stay stitch or use interfacing tape along the seam allowances to stabilize the fabric. I use a stay stitch for this step. Fold the piece with the right sides together, aligning the neckline at the top and the bottom part of the top. Sew the left and right sides of the top. Match the notches and pin the 3 cut sides, leaving a space open at the center of the bottom. Stitch each side using a 1 cm seam allowance, pivoting at the corners and leaving the center open. Backstitch at the beginning and end of each seam. Trim the seam allowances and corners, being careful not to cut through the stitching. The opening at the bottom should be large enough to fit your hand through. Turn the fabric right side out through this opening. Gently shape the corners into points using a point turner, knitting needle, chopstick, or similar tool. I am using a pin. Be careful not to push through the seam. Carefully press the seams along the sides and corners, but do not press the neckline. Fitting the top. Try the top on to check the fit. If the fabric on the back has stretched too much, make adjustments to the corners of the fastening there. Then, at the bottom center opening, fold each edge of the fabric inwards about 1 centimeter. Press it down for a neat finish. Use a needle and thread to stitch the opening closed with an overhand stitch. Connect the corners with hooks and eyes or fasteners of your choice. Ensure the clasp is well sewn and holds tightly. If the hooks are too big, bend the corner and then sew the hooks on. Preparing the skirt. On the left side of the skirt, stabilize the zipper area by adding interfacing tape. Apply the adhesive side of the interfacing tape to the wrong side of the fabric. Press it. Finish the edges with interfacing tape using a zigzag or overlock stitch. Do the same with the two edges without interfacing. Leave the bottom of the skirt unfinished. Pin the two finished edges without interfacing right sides together. Stitch 1 centimeter from the edge, starting and ending with the back stitch. Press the seam open. Creating the waist gathers. From the right side of the fabric, sew using the longest stitch setting on your machine, leaving long thread ends at each end. Break the stitching at the side seam. Make a second parallel row of stitching along the waistline seam allowance. Gather the fabric by pulling the two lower threads at the same time, ensuring even tension. Try on the skirt and adjust the gathers as needed. If the skirt is too loose at the waist, pull the gathers in more. Attaching the waistband. Pin the right side of the waistband to the right side of the skirt waist, adjusting the gathers to ensure they are even. Stitch along the waist edge, starting and ending with a back stitch. Trim the end of the waistband if it is too long. Press the waist seam upwards. Fold the other edge of the waistband towards the center by 1 centimeter. Press the folded edge. Fold the unsewn side of the skirt with right sides together. In the seam, starting 2 cm from the end of the interfacing, and stitch 0.7 cm from the edge, starting and ending with a back stitch. press the seam open. Inserting the invisible zipper. Press the waist seam upwards and fold the other edge of the waistband 1 cm towards the center. Press again. Make a small notch in the center of the edge of the waistband using scissors or a fabric marker. Turn the invisible zipper inside out. With the zipper open, position the zipper on the waistband, right sides together, so the top of the zipper slider is in the center of the waistband, matching the notch. Pin the zipper in place. Using a regular presser foot and a longer stitch length, baste the zipper in place. Then, using a zipper foot, sew the zipper in place. Remove the basting stitch. Transfer the marked notch on the waistband to the zipper. Mark a notch at the same height on the opposite side of the zipper tape. Close the zipper and align the notch again. Match the notch on the zipper with the center of the waistband edge. Pin the zipper in place. In this short section only. Baste the zipper and then sew about 4 to 5 cm with a zipper foot. Close the zipper. check the alignment. Finish sewing the zipper if correct. Secure the bottom of the zipper by stitching each tape end to the seam allowance, avoiding catching the garment fabric. Press the sewn invisible zipper. Finishing the waistband. Fold the top of the zipper to the side at an angle. Fold the rest of the waistband along the fold line so the waistband is wrong side out, with the right sides together and the zipper sandwiched in the middle. Pin and sew. Trim the seam allowance diagonally to reduce bulkiness, being careful not to cut too close to the stitch line. Turn the waistband right side out to reveal a neatly sewn zipper with the waistband on one side. Repeat for the other side. Ensure both sides of the zipper and the seams connecting the waist align. Fold the other edge of the waistband inward and secure it with pins. Use a needle and thread to hand finish the inside of the waistband, encasing the folded edge of the waistband. Hemming the skirt. Let the circle skirt hang for 24 hours to allow the bias to stretch. Align the bottom of the skirt. Mark the required skirt length on the wrong side of the fabric. The remaining part will be the hem facing, which is quite wide. Cut it out. Mark the shorter curve of the hem facing with pins. Use a special foot for hemming the market edge, or use an overlocker or zigzag stitch. Match the bottom of the hem facing to the skirt edge, right sides together. And pin. Stitch the facing to the skirt along the bottom edge with the 1 cm seam allowance. Trim the excess from the ends. Mark the seam line in line with the sewn seam . Sew it and press the seam open. Fold the stitched seam towards the facing and then sew a straight stitch through all layers close to the seam. Press the hem facing along the bottom edge. Use a blind hem stitch to finish the hem by hand. And here is the beautifully finished skirt with a wide hem. This method of wide hem finishing can be used in creating evening dresses, wedding dresses, circle dresses, or dresses cut on the bias to ensure they drape beautifully. A skirt like the sun, isn't it? Final steps. Mark the center of the bottom edge of the Valetta top with a pin. Mark the center front of the skirt waistband as well. Pin the top to the skirt waistband from side seam to side seam. Stopping about 0.51 cm before the zipper on one side and at the side seam on the other side. Using a needle and thread, sew the top and skirt together by hand with an uneven slip stitch. Congratulations! You've completed the Valetta Sundress. Enjoy your stylish new dress and feel unique in it. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, share, comment and subscribe for more sewing tips and inspiration. Thank you for watching and happy sewing!